A controlling, manipulative father, Christos Sterjoglou imprisons his 3 adult children within the sprawling family compound, keeping them in a state of perpetual childhood. Despite distractions such as Christina, Anna Kalatzidou, a father's employee who pays regular visits to sexually service the son, the children are bored to tears. Haristis Pasalis. The older daughter, Ageliki Papoulia, who is becoming increasingly curious about the outside world, devises a plan to escape. Hello there, friends. Today I'm going to discuss the film Dogtooth. This film came out in the year 2009. So let's get started. The film begins with a boy and 2 girls, all of whom are siblings. He is not named in the film. That is why we will refer to them as the elder sister of the boy is referred to as the elder, and the younger sister is referred to as the younger. In a room, all 3 were listening to an audio tape. The meaning of these English words was being taught in this audio tape, but the meanings were being taught incorrectly. As the tape shows that C stands for wooden chair, the younger of the 3 speaks after the audio is finished. We should make up a new game in which all 3 of them put their hands under the hot water faucet and whoever removes their hand last wins. So the elder asks how we'll know who has removed the hand in the end, and what the name of this game is, to which the younger responds that she doesn't know. The next day, we see his father driving home to a girl named Christina, who is sitting in her car. Christina, on the other hand, had him blindfolded because he didn't want Christina to find out. His residence's address is after some time, the father drives his car inside a boundary, and his house is within that boundary. The father then removes Christina's blindfold. Following that, he takes her to the room of his son's brother and, leaving there, they exit their room. Following this, my brother and Christina began to have sexual relations. Now, let me explain a few things to you so you understand what's going on. In fact, their parents have imprisoned all 3 siblings within the confines of the house. And those people haven't gone out since they were children, because their parents told them it was too dangerous to step outside the boundary. And none of them have ever left the confines of this house. As a result, they have no knowledge of the outside world. They only comprehend what their parents say to them. His parents also gave him the tape at the beginning of the film. Parents maintain complete control over their children. Whatever he says, these 3 follow through without hesitation. He is the only man in the family who leaves the house, and he also leaves in his car, without taking any steps outside. My father, on the other hand, goes to his factory. Christina works there as a security guard. Christina is frequently brought to the father's home so that she can be intimate with his son and fulfill his sexual needs. And he compensates Christina for this. Christina meets the elderly after they become intimate. She shows him her hairband, which shines in the dark. The elderly are unaware of this because their parents did not inform them. The elderly lady invites Christina to stay until dinner, but Christina insists on leaving. After that, the father returns to pick up Christina, and the 3 of them spend the rest of the day at home, listening to tapes or learning a new skill. They get stickers as a reward whenever he does a good job. Otherwise, the father punishes them, and neither the parents nor these 3 have given themselves a name. At dinner time, all 3 inform father that they require some important items that he has brought. According to the father, all 3 of them will have to perform even better. After that, everyone settles in to watch the video. Nothing was on television in their home, and all they did was watch some of his old videos over and over. The next day, after washing the father's car, the brother begins conversing with the bushes along the house's perimeter. They were actually told that one of their brothers lived on that side of the bushes, and the brother then began throwing stones on that side. His parents notice it, and the brother is punished. Following that, the father returns to his work at home. She informs the younger man that she is suffering from a stomach ache and then begins treating him. That is, they must administer their own treatment because they are unfamiliar with the doctor. The elder then informs the younger that she received a new sedation today, and we both smell it, and whoever wakes up first wins. They both pass out after smelling the medicine. Here at the plant, because the father had told everyone that his wife was in a wheelchair, she never came out, and no one knew anything about her children. There is only one telephone in the house, which mother uses to call father, and whenever she speaks on the phone, the elderly outside listen in, but she has no idea what the telephone is for, so the elderly believe she is talking to herself. Father, on the other hand, goes to the dog training center after his shift at the factory ends. He wants to buy a fully trained dog so that he, like his children, is under their control. However, there was still time for his dog to be trained. That is why my father returns home. The wrapper from whatever it is removed by the father. He brings it home so that no one inside the house can read it. Then, for one day at home, all three play the mother-finding game. After some time, the elderly person throws a secret party. She baked bread for her brother across the bushes because he, too, believed his brother was hiding behind the bushes. The next day, Christina is brought by her father. Returned to his home, Christina requested that brother lick her this time. My brother does not approve of her private parts. This is why it does not. Following this, Christina approaches the elderly woman and offers her hairband in exchange for licking the private part. The elderly agree, and the elderly then lick Christina's private parts. Following that, the elderly are also intrigued. Then she hands the hairband to the younger, who licks her shoulder. Following that, the elderly compete with their brother for a toy plane, which they then throw outside the boundary. The elderly are then beaten for their efforts. When father arrives, brother tells him about the plane, and how it was only 2 feet from the boundary, but it still flew. The father exits the vehicle. He brings it, and then he brings the plane inside the house from inside the car. The following day, brother notices a cat in the garden. Because he had seen an animal for the first time, everyone became terrified and fled. The cat is then killed by brother with a large catch. When the mother calls her father to tell him about it, the father has an idea. Before entering the house, he ripped off all of his clothes and painted himself red. He then goes home and tells the children that a cat attacked him today and that he has done this to me, and he also tells them this. That cat was responsible for his brother's death. In reality, the father was scaring his children into not crossing the boundary. Following that, the father teaches everyone to bark like a dog in order to scare the cat away the next time. The mother informs the father late at night that she is pregnant with twins. The father approaches the 3 children and instructs them to stay underwater for as long as possible. In this case, the elderly triumph. The father then informs us that your health will give birth to 2 twins and a dog, so you must perform even better. The next day, a plane passes through the sky, which these children believe is a toy plane. The father then leaves some fish in the pool, which the elderly mistake for sharks, and the father later comes and kills them. In the evening, the father reminds his children that when his dog tooth broke, it meant that his top tooth would break, which would never happen until they were old. Following that, everyone dances to a song that, according to the father, belongs to his grandfather but does not. The father enters the other room and begins singing the song. Christina tells her brother the next day that she saw him in her dream. He was with his father and appeared to be a zombie. My brother has lost his understanding of the term, zombie. That's why he asks his mother what the term, zombie, means. As a result, his mother informs him that a small yellow flower is known as zombie. Christina returns to the elderly this time to have herself licked. She desired something different. Then she asks Christina for her tape, which was taken from a Hollywood film, and Christina agrees. Those movies are secretly watched by the elderly at night. But then my father arrives. Because of this, the elderly make excuses for her. But when the next father finds out about the movies, he also punishes her. The elder approaches the younger and informs her that she has chosen the name Russo. Her father visits Christina's house and severely beats her in order to give her movies. The next night, when my parents go to my brother's room, I hear him screaming. So the old lie about a cat's brother was reinforced. However, she struck her brother with a hammer. The father speaks to the mother alone and tells her that we must stop bringing Christina here from now on. And he is not permitted to bring any other new girl here in his place. It's fraught with danger. That's why those people made that decision, brother. You will only have sexual relations with your older sister. Following that, the mother prepares the elderly, and the brother becomes intimate with them. The elderly sneak into the mother's room the next day to look at their phone. The father informs us that today is their wedding anniversary, and he intends to celebrate as usual. In the evening, the brother plays guitar, and both sisters dance. However, the elderly dance for a long time to demonstrate their maturity. The elderly wished for their dog's teeth to fall out soon so that they, too, could go out like their father. So she goes to the restroom and breaks 2 of her teeth. She then takes refuge in the trunk of her father's car. When the father goes to the bathroom, he discovers blood and teeth. They then search for the elderly both inside and outside the house. But he was nowhere to be found because she was hiding in the car's trunk. His brother and sister have now been informed that the cat has killed the elderly. That's why you and your friends never leave the confines of your home. The father goes to work the next day as usual. He'd park the car outside the factory and walk inside. The elderly either come out of the trunk and learn the truth about the world, or they die from suffocation inside the trunk. Nothing like this is depicted in the film, and it ends here. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. So, as with any video of the 3 of them, enjoy the following. Please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and let us know what you think in the comments. I'll see you later.